So, Jennie from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City has basically been exposed for a lot of her old posts that have resurfaced. And it's very interesting given the relationship between her and Mary Cosby, who did not show up at the reunion and is most likely gone. And with these posts, it looks like Jennie could be gone as well. But guys, I'm not surprised by any of this being, resurfaced. What did I tell you guys? I've already broken this down very clearly in a video between Garcelle and Crystal from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I did that a couple of months ago where we spoke about things and broke it down. And everything going on now and being resurfaced, I'm not surprised by at all. Hey guys, it's Morali. Hope you guys are all doing well today. Here again with another video. If you have not subscribed, guys, click that button. It is daily and consistent content. And let's get straight into this video, guys. Subscribe. Click that button. Daily and consistent content. So I'm not surprised by the recent revelations that have come across through Jennie's Facebook posts, not even the Instagram or the Twitter, the Facebook. And what's on the Facebook, it's a bit more mad. I'm not surprised by anything, given how the show's played out. I have been watching the initial first half of the season attentively. I kind of got out of it. I will get back into it my own time. I know it's been a very good season to watch, but I just haven't had time to watch it. But I'm not surprised by any of Jennie's posts. Now, by me saying this, I'm not trying to justify any of Mary's action. The stuff that she said about Jennie, about, Asian features, etc., etc. I feel 100% wrong. I'm not trying to justify it or explain that or say that Mary was right for saying that or that we should advocate for that, because we should not at all stop Asian hate 110%. I completely agree with that. It's all a level playing field when it comes to all races. But at the same time, the way Jennie was acting with Mary in certain scenarios, to me, was always very suspect.
Run the away because you don't have.
Because there were times where she would be very turned with Mary, give her a different slice of energy that she would have with the other girls on the cast.
Up and let's go.
Don't ever use that word again.
Help! I don't need all this.
You know what?
Now.
It was very unnecessary. It was like she was trying to prove herself or trying to do a lot, and she wasn't scared of Mary, as if, with Mary, it needs to be something else. It needs to be a little bit of this, as if there were, hidden feelings being projected.
Like that?
No, that's how I talk. You don't like it, you don't have to listen, Mary.
Oh, wow.
It's not a good day for me, so don't.
And that is exactly what I felt when I saw them get off the bus and Jennie was acting mad with Mary. I'm just thinking to myself, this is just weird. Like this feels like some kind of inner, deep, conscious hatred that she has for someone that looks like Mary, and they're trying to project that onto her.
Up and let's go.
Don't ever use that word again.
Help! I don't need all this.
You know what?
Now.
How she feels, how she was brought up, her surroundings, her environment, and everything. I do feel like Jennie is nothing but a fraud. I feel like Jennie is a fake character, and Jennie does not even need to be there for next season, but nobody would even care if Jennie was there or not there, because she is very part of Team Furniture. I feel like she is a fraud, and I do feel like she is somebody who pretends to be someone she's not. And the video I'm about to put in is going to show you that her family have come out and spoken about her, and her niece did say a lot of things about her, saying that this particular person is on a show, fame hungry. Our family helped them financially and everything, and they threw it back in our face by threatening to sue them.
I have some tea about a Real Housewives cast member. I'm not going to say any names, but she's been recently getting attention as a new housewife, and I guess in the recent episode her husband gave her like a sister wife proposition, and his reasoning was that he wants more kids, which doesn't make sense because he didn't take care of his kids when they were little. Second, she's milking this whole crazy like I came from nothing storyline, which is not true at all. These people are so disgusting, they're willing to do anything for money. And I know this because she's my aunt and she used to stay with my family a lot, and my parents helped her so much, helped her in any way they can, looked after her kids, etc. And she threatened to sue them and throw them in jail so her husband and her could get some money.
What I hate, when you do something and you spend a lot of money on somebody and they then return it and slap you in the face. It is such a high form of disrespect. It sometimes irks me when people do stuff like this, because if they feel like they can treat you like that, they will do it again and again and again and again and again. And it shows the volume of how much of a person is because of how they carry themselves, and it is disgusting. And once you learn one way, once you learn properly, once you learn that somebody is messing with your money or messing with the way you're supporting them, then don't ever do that again, and just cut them off and just see how they react as well. Jennie's posts are absolutely abhorrent and very disgusting, but are we surprised? A lot of anti-vax COVID misinformation as well, just to sprinkle that nonsense on top. But she is saying a lot of stuff in support of, you know, the police, in support of basically police brutality. Basically saying, I'm sick of people saying cops need more training, you had 18 years to teach your kids it's wrong to loot, etc, 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 circulating these particular posts. Another one says hundreds of blacks shot and many killed by other blacks every week. Not the blacks. Over 1,000 officers violently injured, some permanently. Girl, get the fuck out of here with. Sorry for Roma. Get out of here with this absolute BS that she's circulating. This information that she's talking about, trying to, you know, reduce the accountability from these police and the brutality they're placed upon black people as well as brown people, as well as, you know, in the US or in the UK. And we damn well know if Jennie would keep this same energy if she was a black woman. I don't think she would. For you to be doing up teen police brutality, I think is disgusting. I think it's absolutely abhorrent. This is Kelly Dodd type of nonsense that we are witnessing here, and she absolutely does not deserve to come back next season. So seeing these posts and then seeing how she has this kind of unnecessary energy for Mary throughout the season, I'm not surprised, because it always came across to me a little bit too suspicious as to why she's even moving this way. Like, I honestly don't understand. And there's plenty more as well, talking about how she's running rioters off, or, you know, talking about how if you follow the office orders, you won't be killed. You know, all of this kind of nonsense. It's just the fact that you're mocking people who have passed away. There are videos of, you know, young black individuals who are being shot in the car whilst their son or their daughter's in the back crying their eyes out, and you're making a mockery of that. Who the hell do you think you are? The more I read posts like this that I'm seeing on Facebook, the more it irks me and angers me, because you are an absolute clown and you deserve to have your fame-hungry housewife seat taken away from you, because if you want to be real about it, you literally had no impact on the show anyways. I just think everything that is coming out is disgusting, and I don't think that she's returned. The fact that you are supporting the police officers who are enabling the police brutality to young black individuals is disgusting. There's no such thing as POC. There's no such thing as POC solidarity. At this point, it's every man out here for himself, because I just feel like none of that exists. It never has existed, and it's all just a mirage. It's fake, and it's not real. There's no such thing as there's no such thing as POC solidarity, guys. I'm sure you guys already know that anyways, but it's all fake, and I personally have never believed it, to be honest with you, because it doesn't make any sense. Yes, there are a few people here and there from separate, you know, races, and, you know, who are trying to invoke solidarity amongst them all, and that's how it really should be. But in the reality, in the grand scheme of things, the majority is not like that, and that is what people need to defend themselves for when it comes to the majority. Because we damn well know if Jennie was a black girl, it would be very different for her, because what if then she gets stopped by the police and somebody's making a mockery of her? How would you feel? This is the thing. People don't want to put themselves in somebody else's position and think how they feel about it. That's what I always do, and people don't do that. She's come out when I was some BS statement.
I don't care about what you think, Mary, so just keep your mouth shut.
Jennie, hey, Jennie.
Don't tell me what to say. No one tell me what to say or do. You ain't my...
And she just chatting so much crap. I want to acknowledge and apologize for my deleted Facebook post from 2020 that resurfaced today. At the time, I thought I was speaking out against violence, but I have since learned how offensive and hurtful my words are. Since learned. How old are you? 68. And now you've learned. Please sit back in your rocking chair. It's why I deactivated that account more than a year ago. Lies, because the posters got caught yesterday, which was still sitting there. Why I continue to try and learn about perspectives different from my own. Now you're learning, but before you weren't. Before the 19th of January, you weren't. But now suddenly you're learning. I regret these posts, and I'm sincerely sorry for the pain they have caused. Hashtag hate is a virus. I'm so dead. So is racism. So is lack of a POC solidarity. So is, you know, aiding police brutality. These are all viruses as well. She is probably panicking and shaking in her $10 boots, because she has realized that, you know, this could jeopardize her seat on the Real Housewives, and she desperately needs stuff like this. And I think it's just disgusting. She deserves to be exposed for the pathetic crap that she's been doing. Like, I just think it's absolutely vile, the way that she's talking. And I'm here for her dragging, because this is what it needs to be. It needs to be a dragging, and let's be real, her storyline about how her husband wants to have another baby and she's had these miscarriages. I don't know what storyline this was, but it was not entertaining. It was not something appealing. But this is what I've spoken about, and this is why it's not going to get me irritated even more. I've had this conversation before on this channel. We've spoken about this, guys. So you guys that are returning from that video, which I'll pin somewhere, as loyal subscribers, you guys and me, we're all sitting here like we knew this was coming. None of us were surprised that this was going to be resurfaced about Jennie, because the way she was moving with Mary was a bit of a madness anyways. She was moving very weird and suspicious with her, that something in your mind ticks and you know that something's up and that it ain't right, to be honest with you. Like, I'm not surprised by this. And there are a vast amount of East Asian, specifically East Asian communities that are very, very racist. We can speak about other demographics another day, but today we're speaking about East Asians because that is where Jennie's descent is from, where they come into this country, they begin to earn a lot of money, they suddenly become Republican and become very conservative with their wealth, and then they look so easy to look down upon people because they have this new accumulated form of wealth as well. But in East Asia, there is a lot of racism against black guys. Even if I went to Korea as a brown guy, it will be a big problem as well. They are just very racist and closed-minded, but then suddenly they want to beg to be white. But then really and truly, they're just not rated like that when it comes to white people. And like, it's just a hot mess. It's a hot mess. They're so messed up in their head and backwards with it. It's insane. They literally like beg to be, like, some of them begged, I don't know, man, let me not even generalize and be rude about it, but I feel like there's a lot of this white supremacy gentrified mindsets that are running around. Let me just say that and keep it cute. But at the end of the day, guys, we've had these conversations about Garcelle and Crystal and how Garcelle was put in very gaslit, racist situations, and her peer, the only other person of color, a Chinese lady, American Chinese lady, Crystal, sat there and did absolutely nothing. Regardless of whether Garcelle told her to do X, Y, Z or not, that is what you should be doing. You should be matching or being there for somebody who is also of color when they are in gaslit situations that you would obviously know about because you also experience racism. So it's not hard for you not to realize that something ain't right when it comes to somebody, and therefore you should be there for them. And Crystal never was. She chose to be silent, and her choice to be silent was an act of violence. And here we have something else where we have Jennie acting absolutely mad, aiding and policing police brutality in such a disgusting way, invoking it and pushing it upon people. And like the excuses that she was making, oh, you know, the blacks this, the blacks that, oh, you know, you had 18 years to teach your children, trying to completely justify and leave no accountability for the vile, racist, white police, men and women who literally go and kill children. People who had gun toys in supermarkets are being killed dead. Children is what we're talking about here, Jennie. But now suddenly you're sorry. Now suddenly, you know, you're deleting and blocking other housewife accounts who try to access your stuff. You've now suddenly deleted all your posts, but they were all sitting there very comfortably. I think you are a pathetic excuse for women. You are fraud. You are money hungry, clown, and you don't deserve a space on the next season of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City in any capacity. Let me know what your thoughts are, guys, when it comes to this video. Subscribe to the channel if you guys wish to. Subscribe. We've spoken about this, guys. We've had this conversation with Garcelle and Crystal, the lack of, you know, East Asian and black kind of solidarity amongst reality TV. We've had that discussion and we're having it again. Because if Jennie was a black woman, she would not be having these thoughts. She would probably, you know, be in a position where police are doing something to her. But now, if the police are in a position where they do something to do something to Jennie's kids because they don't look white enough, then we'll see if she's still screaming. Maybe you should have taught your children better as well, Jennie. How would that feel? Like, just move, man. Just get out of my face. You're just so annoying. Anyway, subscribe and I'll catch you guys soon for another video. POC solidarity, my ass, man.